Hey y'all, it's Keylonda and welcome back to the Dealing with the Wheelers channel. Thank you so much to all of my new viewers and subscribers. Welcome to the family, sugar. Alright, so I have my little list here and I'm just basically going to talk about the cons first and then the pros or benefits, and also give you guys some tips if you work from home, plan to work from home after seeing this video. It was just a couple of things that I found really helped me. Okay, again, we're going to do the cons first, or the limitations first. One of those things is, something that I guess in any work environment would be an issue perhaps. But I find that specifically for me, having a dog and neighbors who apparently are home in the daytime as well, noise. If Reese hears any noise, he's going to bark, which provides, some type of distraction. My neighbor is mowing the grass right now, so just some little noises here and there that could cause issues that I don't think would necessarily happen as often if I were in like a real office space or something like that. Another thing that I have listed here as a limitation is your home office. Depending on how much space you have at your your home or your apartment, you may be limited as far as what you can do, to provide yourself a home office. Communication issues. This more so specifically relates to my job. I am a virtual speech therapist, so I see students or clients, however you want to call it, strictly online, and so sometimes that can cause communication issues, whether it's with the families that I'm working with or other team members that I need to be in collaboration with. And here listed as well as time zone differences, because typically if you're working with a company that is national, international, global, whatever, you may have communication needs that are limited just because or I guess limited communication, I should say, because someone may be a different time zone from you, which can cause issues with scheduling meetings and things like that. Also, any type of materials that you need. If you were working in a regular office space and you needed some, a ream of paper or a pack of pens or sticky notes or something, you may be able to just go to a resources or materials closet or something like that, grab you something, and you're good. Whereas me, if I need a particular manual or something like that, I have to put in a request for it, whether it would be one that's available online or one that has to be shipped to me. And then if someone needs something that I have tangible, then of course I have to go ahead and do what it takes to ship that to the next person. So one of the last cons is people make assumptions about your schedule, your availability, how hard you're actually working, all those types of things. So it can be a little bit frustrating and a little bit of a con for working from home, because people think, oh, you're not really working, or oh, you can be their errand girl or errand boy, and pick up things, and which sometimes maybe you can extend your lunch break a little while, or just kind of depends on the type of job that you do, but I think people really stretch the truth or reality with that type of thing, because they just think you really don't work. And a lot of people assume that meant that Dia could be home with me, which is not the case at all. She still has to go to daycare. We still got to pay for it. Different things like that. Sometimes people assume that you can, get them a job because they're like, well, you working from home, you must be a boss then. No. The thing I want to take away from the cons area is that it's still work. So it's work. Now we're going to jump into the pros and all of the benefits. Number one thing I have on my list of pros or benefits is little to no travel or commute. That saves me a lot of time because I'm a person that's chronically late. I don't discriminate. I'm late for baby showers, graduations, weddings, funerals, church, everything. So with cutting out commute, it really just makes things a lot less stressful for me. Flexible scheduling, depending on your job responsibilities, you may be able to have flexible scheduling. Like maybe you do have certain meetings you have to participate in via phone conference or video conferencing or something like that. But then as far as your documentation hours or data input or anything like that, you may be able to flex those hours a little bit and run some errands, come back, complete your work, and you know, do things like that. So flexible scheduling is definitely a plus. Low maintenance attire. Sometimes you may have to work when you're not feeling well, or you may just not be in the mood to be all fancy. Typically I am either working in front of a camera, so I need to be from waist up, you know, presentable, or I'm just doing documentation and on the phone, so I don't have to really be presentable at all. So it kind of keeps, as far as attire and appearance, pretty low maintenance. You know, I make sure my hair is pretty decent. I do wear a headset for my job, so sometimes, you know, I want to make sure my hair is pretty smooth up here so my headset fits on, but it's fairly low maintenance. And with cameras and lighting and things like that, it always makes you look like you have flawless skin and, you know, this beautiful white smile. So it just really works out as far as low maintenance attire. Also, and this goes into the scheduling as well, I feel more efficient because I'm not running around traveling from school to school or from location to location, or sitting in 30 minutes worth of traffic to drive to and from work. And Baton Rouge traffic, dear God, is something that, ooh, whatever. Okay, but I feel more efficient. I'm able to get my work done when I need it done, with the exception of, you know, instances where the weather may knock out the Wi-Fi or it just may go out for some strange reason, electricity, things like that. But typically I just feel more efficient on the day-to-day because I'm getting things done. No packing or buying lunch. Typically I try to get things that I can eat quickly because I do like to just, you know, go ahead, get my little lunch in, my little break in or whatever, and get back to work. So I will get, you know, like salads, soups, stuff like that I can, you know, prepare pretty quickly, but I'm home. So if I, you know, want to wash some fruit or something like that, it's not like I have to have everything pre-packed necessarily. Or if I forget a fork, then I'm completely up a creek without a paddle or something like that. Like, I'm here, my kitchen is accessible, you know, and so I'm just, you know, I'm comfortable, you know. Also minimal conflict or distractions with coworkers. Typically if I'm working with someone, we may have to, you know, communicate through an email or a phone call or something like that to get things, you know, organized and going. But because we're not, you know, typically in each other's, you know, space, then I think it limits the amount of conflicts that can happen, you know, with the people that you interact with and with your coworkers. Your home, if there's any packages or deliveries. So typically we have lots of packages and things like that coming in, and that way I'm right here. So as soon as I get a break or I'm on my lunch or something like that, and our lunch is usually delivered at lunch. Our mail is usually delivered at my lunchtime, so I can go retrieve the mail and it's not sitting out on the front porch or back porch. Where someone could, you know, snatch it or something like that. Also, working with advanced technology is one of the pros. Typically, in order to afford you the opportunity to work from home, there is, you know, some serious technology being used. So I feel like I have that advantage or that benefit of just being more aware, even if I don't know how to work. The last thing I have listed here is that even on the worst day, you are in your slippers. And I want to end the video with a couple of tips in case you have watched this video and you're like, I'm gonna try to find me somewhere I can work from home. Or if you already work from home and just feel like you're kind of all over the place. I've been working home full-time for a year now, and over a year, and then in the fall, in August, it would have been 2 years since I started working with the company that I worked for. I started out working part-time and then moved up to full-time because that's awesome. One thing, the number one thing is to get a separate home workspace. So that doesn't necessarily mean that you may have the space to have like an entire office to yourself or something like that, a whole room. But like when I first started out part-time, we had a little desk in our kitchen, and now it's gone, but we had a little desk in our kitchen and I would work from there. You know, I try my best to just make sure the feng shui was on point, you know. So that way it's really comfortable for me to be in here because, you know, 8 hours a day, shawty, you're pretty much in your office. So you want to make sure that it's a place where you can feel comfortable working. Another tip is to set limitations with family and friends. Don't just, you know, say, you know, if you have the type of job where you could have children, you know, in the house with you or something like that, don't offer to be somebody's babysitter, you know, 5 days a week or something like that. Like, you're still working. So just set limitations with people. Let them know I do have a schedule. You know, you can't just come over and visit just because it's your off day, you know, or you can't just call me all the time. It doesn't mean I can pick up the phone, you know, stuff like that. Just let people know that you are working. Have a definite schedule. So though there may be some, you know, changes here and there within your schedule, you want to have specific start and end times for your work day. That prevents you from being burnt out. Also keeps, you know, you on track, so that way when you close down your laptop or shut down your computer or put down that pen and pad, whatever you're doing, then you feel accomplished. You've got peace of mind that you are done. Because working from home, you still need that separation between, you know, home and work, and you still need that balance. So you don't want work to take over, and you also don't want home to take over, because you can be tempted like, let me see if I can put a little, you know, load of clothes in here, put some dishes in the dishwasher or something like that. You know, you want to set those breaks in your schedule so you can, you know, get some of those things done. But you also want to stick to the work part of that schedule as well, so that way you can keep that job, you know, that's paying your bills and whatnot, you know. And also the last tip I want to throw in there is just make sure that if, you know, you are interested in finding an option for you to work from home, just make sure that it's a reputable company or business, so that way you don't run into the stressors of, you know, losing your job suddenly or something like that. So you know, I typically don't share the company that I work with, just because I don't want anything to, you know, be reflected on them or something like that. But if you have any other questions, maybe something I didn't cover or something you just want more information about, then leave it in the comments section below. I'll also link somewhere up there the video to where I explain how I became a speech language pathologist, if you're specifically interested in pursuing speech therapy. And I want to say thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, shiz.